Good man, hard heart. Let's talk about why women leave men who think they're doing everything right. Men keep asking why women file for most divorces. Some blame culture, some say women are crazy, and some claim women no longer value marriage. But Jesus already told us the truth, and it's not new or modern. Because of the hardness of your hearts, and you can find that in Matthew 19:8. That's why marriages fall apart. And here's what most people miss. In Jesus' time, only men could file for divorce. Women had no legal power to leave. So when Jesus said God allowed divorce because of hard hearts, he wasn't talking about unstable, crazy women. He was talking about the relational destruction caused by a closed, numb, unyielding heart, especially in a partner who held all the power. Some scholars even point out that if a man could divorce his wife, he wouldn't take his frustration out on her, meaning, giving a woman the right to be released protected her from becoming the target of a man who refused to soften, self reflect, or open emotionally. Fast forward to today, women finally have legal options. That's the only significant change. Not that women became more unstable or more crazy, or forgot about commitment, or that women stopped valuing marriage. Women simply no longer have to live with a hardened heart. But here's where women get confused. Society defines a good man by what he does, not by how open his heart is. He works hard, he pays bills, he doesn't cheat, he doesn't hit, he's loyal, he's responsible. And yes, that matters. But it does not create emotional connection. It does not create spiritual intimacy, and it does not make a woman feel chosen. A man can be a good person and a devastating partner. A woman can be married to a good man and still be dying inside. What a hardened heart looks like in a good man: emotionally shut down, rarely or never available for connection, treating her needs as burdens, using work to avoid intimacy, logic instead of empathy, defensiveness instead of reflection, stonewalling instead of repairing, numbing out with screens, hobbies, or busyness, making her feel wrong for hurting, apologizing without changing, expecting understanding but offering none, treating affection like an optional upgrade, seeing love as maintenance, not expression. For example, she says, I miss you. He says, I'm working, bills don't pay themselves. To him, that's responsibility. To her, that's loneliness. He's not a bad man, but his heart is closed, and closed hearts still wound. What a compassionate heart in a good man looks like: turning toward emotional needs, making time intentionally, not accidentally, choosing connection even when tired, protecting her vulnerability, repairing quickly, taking accountability without excuses, sharing his inner world, not just logistics, balancing work and love, being emotionally present, not just physically present, showing gentleness without losing strength, and seeing her dreams, fears, and desires as real. Here's the uncomfortable question we rarely ask: have good men learned to process their own pain? Or do they distract from it, bury it under work, numb it, spiritualize it, minimize it, avoid it, outrun it, or suppress it until it leaks out as irritability, anger, or resentment? Because here's a truth that rarely gets said: it's almost impossible to validate someone else's pain when you're completely disconnected from your own. A hardened heart isn't always cruel. Often it's simply numb. But numbness creates the same loneliness as cruelty. And let's add this, because research confirms it. Most wives say they'd trade some of their husband's income for more time, more presence, and more emotional connection. If you're a man and your first instinct is to say, that's a lie, sit with that. Because, case in point, your heart may be too hard to receive women's pain. So before asking, why do women leave good men? Ask this instead: is he good, or is he simply responsible? Does he show up emotionally or only financially? Has responsibility replaced intimacy? Has work replaced presence? Has self protection replaced compassion? Women aren't leaving good men. They're leaving closed hearts in men who don't realize emotional disconnection is a form of abandonment. And that's the truth no one talks about.